Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Committee Reads. I am your host, KWCs, and with me today, I have Fat Bacon Unicorn, Grayshot, Alex, Nagoda, Ditto, and Joe. And today, we will be covering Match 127, Mothra vs. Destoroyah by Blake Davis. Despair. That is what one feels when torn from the angelic grace of hope. That is what one feels when cornered by the hulking essence of death. That is what one feels when the realization of no survival, no chance, and no possibility sink into the soul. Most tend to avoid such a dark disease at all cost, and they succeed. Unfortunately, like death itself, it cannot be avoided forever. And when the time comes, an unholy fate awaits. Peaceful yet soothing chants were sung softly throughout the sacred land of Infant Island. Such heavenly chants echoed out from gentle vocals. These vocals belonged to the cosmos. They sung for their graceful lepidotarian deity, Mothra, who wearingly rested upon her massive egg within her temple. The cool, gentle breeze of the wind flowing through the air, the beautiful divine white glow cast the moon above from a clear sky, the sensation of peace and harmony. It was everything Mothra could ever want. One final peaceful night. Life was slowly robbing the goddess, honorably discharging her duties and leaving them to the earth's next hope. With complete acceptance, the deity calmly waited to leave the world, knowing that her time would end very soon. Though life is gentle and patient when taking, death, however, is not. An unholy screeching quickly crushed the heavenly chanting, silencing the cosmos with layers of fear in mere moments. Alert, dimmed blue eyes lit up brightly as the peace that was prized so dearly to the goddess was stolen away. Silence had befallen onto the island, an eerie silence that quietly promised death. Chirping angrily, Mothra gave forth challenge to the source, and without hesitation, the source gladly accepted with a unique reply. Massive crimson explosions of micro-oxygen tainted the island, leaving chaotic destruction upon the scarred land. The island trembled greatly from the force of each explosion. Natural land formations crumbled, plant life vaporized, and flamed craters slashed the ground. Thick smoke and dust clouds swallowed the floating mass of rock, with the eerie silence slowly washing over once more. Flapping her mighty wings softly, Mothra took flight through the sky opening of her temple and headed toward the location of her challenger. As the screen of dust and smoke faded, the goddess halted her advancements. Surges of terror stabbed throughout her entire body as the identity of the source was revealed. Pass.
Hellish bat wings stretched out wildly from the corners of the hellish back. Pulsing in a molten glow was an amber hue. Ghoulish jaws filled with numerous needle-pointed teeth slowly opened, releasing a thick mist of micro-oxygen from its blue-hued fortress body. A devil-like, axe-structed head slowly reared back, unleashing another unholy cry. The source was none other than the taker of life itself, Destoroyah. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Mothra shook off the paralyzing fear that had captivated her and began flapping her wings greatly. Powerful gusts of wind rammed across the towering abomination with heavy applied force, causing the devil to actually stagger back from its standing. Given the chance to land a strong blow, twin golden beams quickly struck home upon the target's chest. Screeching cries of pain raged loudly as Destoroyah fell to the ground. Mothra, however, continued to rain down her antenna beams heavily on the fallen beast. Due to the power of Mothra's never-ending assault, thus slowly consumed the visual sight of Destoroyah in mere moments. After a minute of attacking, Mothra brought her beam shower to an end. Watching from a safe distance where the cosmos, a slight warmth of relief softly comforted them, feeling that the threat was defeated. With no cries of pain or any attacks coming from the slowly dissolving screen of dust, Mothra as well was beginning to feel at ease. A haunting cackle, lowly hiss, broke the silence, as if mocking the moth goddess in her recent efforts. Destoroyah was standing with no hints of pain or any visual evidence of wounds. Mothra felt herself edging back as cold shivers crawled down her exoskeleton. The cosmos were stunned to see the creature standing, as if everything Mothra had done was nothing but mere child's play to it. A chilling hiss crawled from the demon's maw. It could taste the very essence of despair and death slowly overflowing from the deity. Oh, it was such delicious joy to bear, to make even a deity quake in terror. Although Destoroyah wanted to dine into such a feast, it had an objective in mind. It was to completely dominate and destroy life, to wipe out everything in existence. That included hope, for hope was one of life's greatest traits. Destoroyah sensed this hope, and it was right within the cave behind Mothra. That was its primary target to send into oblivion. Pass.
Flashes and sparks of molten energy slithered across the demon's axe-shaped skull. Destoroyah was not going to let a dying goddess stand in the way of its objective. A monstrous lavender-hued beam hellishly lashed out from Destoroyah's maw, tearing into Mothra's right wing. Howls of agony reached the heavens as the mammoth moth felt her wings shredded away by micro-oxygen properties. Falling out of the sky, Mothra crashed heavily into one of the... Sorry, let me take a drink real quick. I can't really speak right now.
It sounded
Alright,
like
that's
you.
a bit better. What?
Oh, what Kaiju X, the noise he made, it sounded like Goofy.
Where did I leave off?
Flashes. Just start from flashes and sparks.
I need to figure out where that is first.
That's like your first paragraph. Flashes and sparks of molten energy.
Okay. Flashes and sparks of molten energy slithered across the demon's axe-shaped skull. Destoroyah was not going to let a dying goddess stand in the way of its objective. A monstrous, lavender-hued beam helplessly lashed out from Destoroyah's maw, tearing into Mothra's right wing. Howls of agony reached the heavens as the mammoth moth felt her wings shredded away by micro-oxygen properties. Falling out of the sky, Mothra crashed heavily into one of the craters made from Destoroyah's earlier attack. A hole he planned on turning into a grave. The ground trembled and cracked from each step the hellish fortress took, advancing toward the weakened moth with a mind filled with dark intent. Molten energy crackled and sparked from the demon as it unleashed multiple strikes of its oxygen destroyer beam. Fur burned, flesh eroded slowly on a microscopic level. Blood gushed and spilled onto the ground. Cries and shrieks of pain and suffering clawed the skies above. Mothra could feel her life being ripped out of her gravely injured body, the bloody sounds of a life being crushed into extinction. It was the most beautiful music that had ever fallen upon Destoroyah's ears. Such lamenting cries of pain was heavenly to the demon. Gargled chirps weakly sounded, almost as if choking, struggling for air, for life. Clamping down around the moth's neck with its massive demonic tail, Destoroyah sadistically smashed and flung Mothra around like a child's toy. Man, I guess he's having a big tantrum right now, isn't he? It flung Mothra against the scorched ground. It flung her against massive piles of stone rubble. Over and over, heartlessly cackling from the mass enjoyment of her pain, Destoroyah would make Mothra understand that no former life would ever escape its wrath. 10 minutes passed. The loud impact... Let me say that again. 10 minutes later, the loud impact flooded the air as a heavily injured and bloodied Mothra lifelessly laid upon the cracked and crumbled land. Tattered wings spread out in a jerked form. Missing legs tainted the damaged island widely. A gashed and dim blue eye rested roughly on the ground, soaking in a mildly small puddle of spilled blood. Man, people really like to go into detail when Mothra's dying, don't
Oh
they?
yeah.
Gazing coldly over its shoulder, Destroyer looked onto the creature. No movement presented itself, nor were signs of life displayed. Part of it felt disappointed. It was having so much fun, though knowing that the moth was dying, Destroyer thought that Mothra would put up a better fight. Slowly, the demon turned its sights back on its objective. A lavender-hued oxygen destroyer beam discharged from the fiend's foul maw, blasting through the cave that had hidden the temple. Ancient formations that held paintings of the cosmos and Mothra's history were reduced to rubble, with the dust settling from the attack. It came into view. Pass.
There it was. The egg. Hope. Life. The cosmos could only watch helplessly as the taker of life marched forth unchallenged. Sparks and flashes of molten energy crackled and surged out. Needle jaws slowly opened, revealing depths of lavender power brimming over as a thick mist of micro-oxygen streamed from both sides of the demon's maw. But before the demon could unleash its destructive wave, a heavy pressure slammed against its right side. Unable to calculate what was going on, the monster was already down on the ground. A low groan hissed from its maw. Destroyer couldn't understand what had hit it. Either he was focusing on the target too much to pay attention, or whatever had struck it was too quick. All in all, it did not matter. Destroyer had already decided to erase whatever had struck it realm of existence. Shaking off the sluggish days that surrounded its a hazy breeze brushed around him, carrying millions of golden scales along with it. With its vision setting back, cold eyes opened widely in shock. Such a thing was impossible. Mothra was still alive. A heartless screech filled with hatred raged out from the hellish beast as it felt a grand greeting of pain pierce its body repeatedly. Bolts of lightning lashed out from Mothra's tattered wings, surging through her golden scales and guided straight up the downed fiend. The bolts tore and drove through the nightmarish creature, flashing through its chest with extreme intensity. Mothra was willing to die for her offspring. She had already understood that once her assault ended, she would then forever leave the world. But if anything else, she could deny death as long as she could, if it meant saving her unborn child's life. Dark cumulonimbus clouds drowned the once heavenly night sky, flashes of lightning shaking through the massive abyss over the damaged island. Winds whirled and whipped aggressively, a blinding fury, heavy rain pouring down. It was a typhoon. Blood-curdling cries of pain. Oh.
KWCs cock blocked him.
This is a bra.
Blood-curdling shrieks of pain continued to scream out from Destoroyah as Mothra turned up the assault, launching her antenna beams into fray to increase the damage output. Blood spouted and sprayed from the massive bloody hole that was once an encased chest. The grueling agony, the monstrous pain, such sensations were overwhelming. Molten sparks of energy coursed around Destroyer's head furiously. It refused to be beaten, especially by a weak deity who was already at death's door. Crimson energy burst from the devil's horn, slashing across the mammoth moth's upper body in a hideous display of raw power. Thrashing through the harsh rejection of Mothra's scales, crimson energy compressed itself into a form, and with a mighty heave, Destroyer thrust the blade through the exoskeleton of the goddess completely through. Wing movements slowed down. The seemingly drowning waves of scales and bolts of lightning came to a halt. Rising up the nightmarish fortress stood from the now drenched and muddy ground. Sensing no extreme danger, the katana faded, allowing Mothra to rest onto the monster's horn. Bloody, gargling pants groaning out wearily from its throat. Destroyer couldn't believe what had taken place. He hadn't seen such ferocity in many years. Presented such power was Godzilla. Taking one step forward, Destoroyah felt its body stumble slightly downward before catching itself. The grave chest wound was too deep and painful to make any physical advancement. It spent most of its strength enduring the punishment and keeping its complete form intact, but with a handful of reserve energy left, one hit of its oxygen destroyer would be send the egg into oblivion. Molten sparks once more summoned around the demon's skull. Destoroyah was ready to take another life. Before releasing its attack, scales lightly stirred. Destoroyah quickly disarmed the attack, discharging the energy ball to its tail, which swayed against a nearby boulder, causing a mildly large explosion. He noticed the scales reflecting energy property. If he hadn't released its beam, he wasn't sure how the outcome would unfold, but in some part of its corrupted mind, he knew that it would have worsened its situation somehow. Destoroyah felt an inner rage boil hotly down within its empty soul. How could a dying creature withstand so much? It was the taker of life, the physical manifestation of death. A nightmarish symbol and embodiment of despair. If there was life, it would crush it. If there was any resistance, it would send it into the depths of the eternal inferno. If there was hope, it would drown into despair. Its attack should have killed the pathetic moth by now.
One more.
Pass?
One more.
Okay. In the beginning, Destoroyah planned on destroying the egg and leaving. Realizing Mothra was rejecting its will, the devil decided to forge a new will.
Pass.
Its will demanded that everything. Okay.
Okay.
Its will demanded that everything on Infant Island will be annihilated. A weak chirp softly echoed. Mothra knew that this time she couldn't deny death. Destoroyah stood there puzzled, enraged, confused beyond all reason as to why the goddess continued to fight back against it. It knew that she had nothing left. It knew that she was going under. So why? Why continue to fight when the battle has already been lost?
I don't know. You tell us why.
Gazing upward at the dark, thunderous clouds, Mothra watched as her scales carried with the powerful winds of the typhoon. She had given everything she had to protect her egg. Not as Earth's protector, but as a loving mother. In the end, she accepted that it sadly wasn't enough. With her last moments of life, Mothra peacefully looked into the heavens, knowing that it was going to end her suffering and protect her egg. Nature's angelic whip flashed across the night, the dark skies, diving straight down to the guidance of the deity's scales, and devoured both the goddess and the devil in a bright eruption of lightning. The great explosion forcefully tore through the entire island, pressing the egg back into a low ditch, having it land on a soft mass of dirt, rubble, and fallen trees. Spreading for nearly a mile in length, anything within the radius was engulfed and blasted. In minutes, the explosion faded. The mixture of smoke and dust lightly died down, revealing a giant hole bathed in small flames and ashes within the mile of the island. The cosmos, hiding within a lower chamber of the island for safety, went out and looked upon the results of the battle. Everything that once looked so beautiful now looked dead and ghastly, like a graveyard. Tears shed from their eyes, lamenting at the loss of their beloved Mothra. And with no sight of the egg, their tears had flown greatly with the assumption of the egg's demise. Clearing away the typhoon came to an end, releasing the beautiful night sky and its moon back into the world. The ocean blew softly. The winds blew softly. The roar of the ocean came settled and calm. A loud crack quickly fell upon the ears of the weeping cosmos. The flowing of tears stopped as they heard the sound continue and form into the noises of something hatching past.
Their terror-filled assholes opened widely with happiness
Gosh
as they
darn
both
it.
heard. Heard the loud, lively chirps of a Mothra larva. Mothra's legacy was safe. Become the new beacon of hope. Elsewhere, beneath the island lays a dark, murky world. A shark suddenly dies. Oof! Its body eroding away at a haunting pace, showing bone and dying flesh. Slowly, small swarms of micro-orgasmic crustaceans swim through the watery void away from its corpse. Despair may never die in this realm, but as long as there's hope, despair's defeat is most certain. Draw.
Alright.
Wow.
Alright. Yeah, it's a little hard for me to like super sing praises, but I do feel like this match it's fine. It's a fine it's a fine, perfectly average match with the, like, it's like, oh yeah, Mothra fights Destoroyah, the embodiments of hope and despair, and
I would say it's certainly the best of the worst for tonight.
If you want to,
Yeah, I'd second that.
at least, well, people may not know these sessions, but we record things in increments. But wait, no, the people watching us already know that. Never mind. But yeah, no, I think this is a very solid match. It does what it does fine. There's enough of an emotional component where it's like, ooh, owie, and the fact that it ends in a draw is a nice. You know what? I like the fact that it ends in a draw. I really like. Mothra's death was pretty obvious, but at least the match makes that pretty evident from the get-go. So it's like, oh yeah, she's gonna die. But the fact that it ends in a draw is like, oh, that's interesting. It's something it's something that feels right, but you wouldn't expect. So, but yeah, this was an all-around really solid match from Blake Davis, which I think this was his only match he ever submitted. I think. But
I think it was.
But yeah, no, solid match all around. I have a hard time really saying high praises, but good job. I also sort of I like the banner, except Destoroyah still has a little bit of his outline from whatever image this was cropped from. But it's decent, decent banner. Just a little bit of problems with Destoroyah. Otherwise, yeah.
Wow.
No, I would, for my opinion on this match, I really like the match. I think it does, I do agree it is probably it is definitely the best match we had this evening. The detail is superb. The fight itself is short, but you can feel every punch, every hit, every blow. Like, it is, you very much sense there is no way Mothra can win this. And her even getting the tie feels like a win.
Yeah.
And the fact that her child lives, again, feels like a win.
Yes.
And I think this is the best way, one of the best uses of Mothra Heisei next to, Mothra Heisei versus Anguirus. Yeah, no, this is, if you ask me, some of the best KWC matches, of all time, in, a top 25, this would probably make the list, honestly, for me. It doesn't...
honestly.
Gosh darn it.
Well, tell me to stop saying it. I'll stop.
No, that is... for me, it's just a really great match.
Honestly.
Anyway, Bacon, what'd you think about the match?
I enjoyed it. I like how descriptive it was. When it's describing Mothra's death, and when they're fighting, I really like that. And I like the banner; it looks really good. Draw was nice. I have nothing else to really say.
All right, Alex, what'd you think?
Honestly, it was okay. Like Grayshot said, I can imagine stuff, and kind of like that. I don't know. It seems like it had that tropical feel, according to the banner, like that sunset tropical feel.
Yeah, totally.
Really,
Totally.
yeah, really nice setting. And yeah, the ending of the match was believable. It was a nice little draw for the both of them. Not too much to say, but solid match.
All right. Sweet. Nagoda, what'd you think of it?
It was pretty good. Banner's good looking too. Overall, it's good. That's it from me.
All right. Ditto, what'd you think of it?
Well, first I like the banner, like the tropical, like evening of it. Pretty nice. For the match itself, I think it does a good job of making Destoroyah seem like a genuine threat, and Mothra fighting an uphill battle. Although it did feel a little like, okay, Mothra, like, you should be dead, but...
Hey, KWCs, you might want to mute yourself. You're typing.
Sorry. Well, I think the problem, like, even if I mute myself, I think my actual mic would actually pick it up, so it wouldn't matter.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Continue.
mute
Ditto.
yourself next time.
Overall, I give the match 3 out of 5.
Wow, that's a D.
Bless.
A D is better than an F.
That's what she said.
And Joe, what'd you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good. I thought the fight was cool. I liked the dynamic between Destoroyah and Mothra, one bringing hope and one bringing death.
Dig blast it. Alright.
It's pretty good. I like the ending with Leo being born.
That's just a Mothra larva, not Leo.
You're a Mothra larva. But yeah, pretty good.
Alright. And with that said, this has been match 127. We'll see you guys next time for match 128. Till then.
Ew.
Fuck you.
Bye.